Hello and welcome to another Edo's catch-up. Today we're not looking at a game, we're not looking at a movie. We're technically looking at both of those things at the same time. We're going to be talking about DC Fandome. I am Will, and with me is, of course... No, you're okay.
Sam. Sorry. Should we do that again?
No. There's no such thing as doing it again in my book.
Well, I am Sam.
He is Sam. Sam is one of the idiots that also was up early. Not as early as this idiot on Sunday morning. Before we get into what we thought of DC Fandome, what DC Fandome basically was an online convention just for DC. It was wall-to-wall panels with all the guests, an official thing ran by DBC. It doesn't need another letter.
DBC?
ABCD. And it just gave us all the news on new movies, new TV, and comics. One comic, not many other comics, and games. So that's basically what it is. It's hard to rewatch it in terms of the panels. At least there's no legal way to rewatch it currently, which is such a bizarre thing. But you can watch all the trailers that we'll be talking about throughout this podcast. But before we get into... No, there's nothing else before. Sam, what did you think of DC Fandome?
It was okay.
Yep.
Obviously, the big thing that I know you and I both agree was disappointing was the fact that you couldn't decide what you wanted to watch. It was kind of just... You've got to sit through everything. And the fact that we had to sit through everything just makes the whole point of a schedule irrelevant. Because why do you need a schedule when it's all going to be there for you to watch anyway without choice?
Yeah. And it's really weird. So if people don't know, they did that schedule like a week or two ago. And the schedule existed because there were all these different channels that you could go through. You could go through Hall of Heroes, which was basically just the movies. And then they had other channels, which was like panels on The Flash Show or Titans. And then one specifically on comics and stuff like that. But yeah, they removed all of those. They pushed all those into September on another day. So then it just became Hall of Heroes. So you had nothing else to do while some dude played a song in his basement with a Deadpool dressed as Batman behind him.
I'm so glad I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, you never need to see that, Sam. There were some strange things on the schedule, but thankfully a lot of really cool things. But yeah, I think the main thing is, look, it's not the first time, video game companies like PlayStation and stuff, they do these all the time. Like, they do these PlayStation Direct, Nintendo Directs thing. They've nailed it. It's like a 50-minute thing. You get all the information out. There's no dawdling. There's no, middling presenters doing things. You just give us everything. As much as I love the idea of the DC Fandome, I think they probably could have condensed it into like 3 hours. I realize that this podcast is going to go for an hour and a half. Deal with it.
Yeah, no, 100% they could have, because there was just like in between each sort of like important panel. So for example, say you had the Snyder Cut and then Suicide Squad. Yeah. In between that would just be some random bit that was filmed. Like there was a claymation at one point.
Oh my god!
I wanted to gouge my eyes out. When
because they're not at one point. That was throughout the whole friggin' thing.
Oh yeah.
I mean, look, it was adorable, but I woke up at 3 a.m. I didn't need to see these little British kids pretend to be Batman.
Like I totally agree. It could have been condensed so much, and also you don't need 40 different hosts
it was so weird.
For the one event.
Yeah. Like, at first I thought, because obviously you could select different languages, so I thought maybe it was, like, every now and then it was a different host to be like, hey, this is the host that's currently doing the French version. But it was like, no, there's just, there's like 80 different hosts, all different, it was very weird. We're going to obviously go through what we thought and our own little points, but the great thing about the ETTOs, which is our little community, is Dolphin Pants, one of our old faithful friends, has created this beautiful list of questions for us, which is ordered per the schedule, so we don't have to look the schedule back up. It's so good.
So well done.
It's basically all the points that I want to talk about the fandom, so we'll be going through them. His first question was, are you a fan of the Dome? We just basically said that. The second question was, do we regret getting up early to watch it live? Yes, so much.
I mean,
yes.
I mean, this is obviously more catered to you because you got up way earlier than me. And look, I almost did. I remember talking to you the night before at like 11 p.m. and I was like, do I just wait up? And then I was like, no, I can't because I'll be so cranky the next day. Because did you hop on at the 3 a.m. or
no? I did 4:30. Although to be fair, Dolphin Pants, who wrote this list, was awake he didn't sleep, so he went all the way through.
Wow. I wouldn't say I regret it because I did enjoy watching it live and of course watching it with you and everything. I thought it was great watching it live because you didn't know what to expect, you didn't know what was to come. Whereas obviously if you were watching it back on YouTube, it'd be like, okay, here's a panel about this and this, so you already know what's going to be in the video. But yeah, so I wouldn't say I regret it, but next time, can they just do it a little bit later in the day, please?
Yeah, probably.
Just for us, yeah.
It was definitely a really cool experience, and the only reason we regret it is because obviously we don't regret it. The only reason we would regret it is that it just felt like it could have been a little bit better. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, the actual experience, watching it with you was great. It was so fun to just react to it. Totally.
And just see me wide-eyed like...
It was so good. There's so many good screenshots of you, Sam. It was so good. That's it. That's our general thoughts on it. There'll definitely be more thoughts as we go through each topic. The first big panel of the day, apart from the shop being open, which was f***ing atrocious, was the Wonder Woman 1984 panel, which I didn't actually watch that panel. I wasn't awake. You watched the rerun of it. Was the panel good?
Well, look, I was going to watch the rerun. Sorry. And then I was like, look, I've already watched the trailer. I mean, what else are they going to be talking about that they haven't already spoken about for the last year? Like, from what I did see of it, it was okay, but it was just the same stuff that we've always heard. Like, what does she mean to people? There was a point where Linda Carter does pop up, so if you're interested in that, go check that out, because that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's about it from me.
That's about it. There wasn't much from it. Obviously, the big takeaway was the new trailer. Which was a weird trailer.
I mean, did we need it?
No.
That's the question.
It's the same with like Black Widow. It's like you can't release any more trailers for that movie. It's like you've given us enough now, which is hard for them obviously because they want to keep promoting their movie. Yeah. But it's like find a different way, and the way is not to make the whole entire cast play werewolf. By the way, that's. Just there was a 40-minute segment of this goddamn fandom.
I could not wait for it to be over.
Oh my god! Just the entire cast playing the game Werewolf was just stupid. It was so dumb. Let's not even talk about that. Let's talk about the trailer. So obviously, I think the biggest problem with this trailer was because they have done so many trailers. This one was so. It wasn't spoilery, but it was the one that felt like this is a step too far. You've given us just a little too much.
Yeah, because a lot of it was just the same of what we've already seen. It was more. I mean, it was more to me of a don't forget this is coming out more than a get excited for this coming out.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, they reveal the look for Cheetah.
Yeah. Which
I just really, really think they should have left that for the movie. Because the only thing we had gotten before that was the pop vinyl.
Yes.
That sort of showed her look. And like there was a leaked photo here and there online a few months back, but that's all pretty much gone now. Like if you didn't see it when it was initially released, then you aren't going to see it.
And I swear they said they were going to keep it off. I could have sworn they were holding it back for the movie. But
yeah, like you would think so because in all the other trailers you don't see that look at all.
No.
But I feel like, I mean, this is what they do at Warner Brothers. They just get scared. And they're like, we don't feel like anyone's going to come and watch this. Let's throw in one of the most important points of the movie in the trailer.
That's true.
And people will then want to go watch it.
It was unfortunate. And, like, the trailer was still fun. Like, there was some really good gags. Again, like, gags that I probably would have preferred to find out about in the movie.
Course.
It was definitely a step too far, but it's a very difficult time for these comic book movies where they need to keep promoting it, and the only way they can do it is a trailer. So... fine, whatever.
I will just say though, instead of a trailer, release like a 30-second clip.
Yeah.
Of just a part that isn't too crucial.
Yeah, I was going to say, don't release the opening of the movie Rise of Skywalker. Don't release the moment Kylo Ren meets Palpatine for the first time. Next up was probably some little panels between it, but the main thing is that we got our Warner Brothers Montreal...
Yes.
No, Montreal's doing this.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, the Rocksteady's doing the other one. Gotham Knights. is the game that's coming out in 2022. So there is obviously a game next year, but this one's coming out 2022. It is 2-player or single-player, whatever you want to do. And it is not set in the Arkham universe, which is very peculiar. Yeah. Batman is dead. And it's all on the... Yeah, right. We'll talk about that. Batman is dead, and it's all on the Bat fam to pick up the reins. You got Red Hood. Is it Red Hood? No.
Yeah, no, it is.
That's Red Hood, Nightwing, Batgirl, and Robin. Your playable characters. They've all got different powers. There's a gun-toting boy. There's the other one. Someone teleports. Someone's got to teleport now. Robin? I think Robin's teleporting around.
I think so. Yeah.
And this is developed by Warner Bros. Montreal, who did Arkham Origins, which is the one that's kind of set outside but inside the Arkham universe, and it's the one people generally liken to not being good. So it's
right.
I'm somewhat surprised they're doing another Arkham game.
Okay.
But it looks good. It looks friggin' sexy.
It looks pretty cool, yeah.
Yeah.
It had a very comic book vibe to it.
Yes, yeah, totally. Mr. Freeze looks really, really cool. They show a boss battle of him in the gameplay. Cool. One of the really cool things about it is that the bosses, not the enemies, but the bosses will scale to you. So if you're a lower level, if you're a lower level and you come up to Mr. Freeze, he might do less types of moves towards you. You only have to deal with a certain amount, but if you're coming at him at a level 50, he will try as hard as he can to kill you.
Wow, that's cool.
Which is really, really cool. Because it means that if by some miracle you're a level 10 and you manage to get through waves of level 30, the boss then won't tank you out. The boss at least will scale to you, and you'll at least get a fair fight with the boss, which is really, really cool. It also seems to have a more open city akin to like Arkham Knight, which is cool, with real humans, because Arkham Knight still seem to have like goons and stuff, but this looks like it has NPCs of Arkham civilians.
Oh, cool.
Which excites me. And also just driving a bike as Batgirl is very exciting to me.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
There's not too much to say, obviously, because we only got a 8-minute bit of gameplay and a cinematic. But the important addition to this is that it also will be tackling the Court of the Owls storyline, which this game is so full. Which is awesome. So, Lucas's question here is, do we think Batman isn't dead and he's instead being manipulated, held captive by the Court of the Owls? Yes.
Yeah, because in that trailer, it didn't seem like a legit I'm dead message.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Like my assumption is that he's dead, but it's like he's gone undercover to infiltrate the Court of the Owls, basically.
Yeah, right.
It's less that he's been manipulated, it's more that he's dead. And, I mean, it's fine, it gives him freedom. It's a bit unfortunate that it's not connected to the Arkham games. I get that they probably want to distance it because we've spent so long in that universe, but considering Batman's already dead in that, like, timeline of video games, it feels like a wasted opportunity not to keep that going.
Yeah.
Which is strange, but whatever. Who cares? As long as, do you reckon we'll get to play as Batman in this game?
I don't know. I mean, I would like to, just because it is a different game apart from the Arkham ones. So maybe like the whole like mechanics of playing as Batman might be a bit different.
Yeah.
I reckon if we do, it'll be towards the very end of the game. Like, I don't think they'll, because if he is still alive, and he's not actually dead, then I highly doubt they're going to reveal that less than halfway through the game.
Yeah, totally.
So it'll be probably like a very near the end sort of thing, but I mean, it would be cool.
It would be very cool.
And just to see like if like he looks like, because like, they all have pretty cool looks and pretty unique.
Totally.
Like, just to see what he would look like in this vision, I think would be pretty sick.
It would be really cool. Yeah. I mean, it'd be pretty cool if like one of the last boss battles is fighting Batman.
Yeah,
if he is mind controlled or something, that would be pretty cool.
But like, you don't know it's him until you defeat him and take
you'd like rip
off
the cowl. Yeah, totally. Yeah, that would be pretty sick.
He also
asked who would you be maining when the game comes out. I definitely would do Batgirl just because she's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, that's one of your faves.
Yeah, but what about you? From what you saw?
Because who is it? Red Hood, Batgirl, Robin, and Nightwing.
Yeah,
I might do Nightwing.
Yeah. You got your batons. really
Yeah.
cool stuff.
Just because he's got a very like sleek sort of vibe to him. And the character of Nightwing is just probably the most intriguing to me out of those ones, because he's gone through a lot at that point
totally.
to be Nightwing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, I'm not that well versed in the Batverse.
Yeah.
To sort of be like, oh yeah, I want to be this person. It's just I kind of want to be Nightwing because he seems like the coolest one to me.
He just seems cool. Yeah.
He seems cool. Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, he does seem cool. Like, I love him in the Titans show. That's sick.
That as well. It was more because like I sort of knew of him a little bit from Titans, so I was like, okay, I know. It's kind of the thing where I know more about him, so it's like you tend to sort of go towards the one you know more of. You know?
Absolutely. And his fighting style, I feel like, would be pretty similar to Black Widow in the Avengers game.
Yeah, totally.
So if they can nail that, just like they nailed it there, hell yeah.
A lot of flips.
Next up was a little panel for the Sandman. Look, I haven't listened to it. I'm actually pretty keen for it.
Okay.
Because it's James McAvoy and like some really famous... Wow. It's like top tier actors doing the voice work. So
that's very cool.
So I'm pretty keen for it, but neither of us have listened to it. That was his question. He's on to episode 2 and really enjoying it, which is great.
Yeah, that's sick.
Good on you.
Let us know what it's like.
Yeah, is there a cheap way to find this podcast? I mean, we'll find it. Is it on Spotify? Cheap? Free? I don't know.
LimeWire?
Yes, LimeWire. Sam. We're not even old enough to joke about LimeWire. Next up was a really cool panel, which this is the first panel I missed. Well, no, I missed all these panels. It was the panel I was closest to, but I did watch it after you said to rewatch it. It's kind of a combo of the two. There was a panel about the multiverse, which is kind of set up in the CW and just in general what they're doing in the DC universe, and also about the Flash movie as well, kind of blended with the two of them. What a sick panel, the multiverse one.
That was very cool. That was very, very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most interesting ones of the day.
Legitimately, right?
Yeah.
And one of the best thing was it was like the one question I wanted to hear about was how they got Ezra and Grant in a room. And this panel, like, without spoiling it, because it's actually worth tracking down, it's really interesting hearing how much they wanted it to happen as well.
And like the effort that they went to make it happen.
Yeah, it was awesome. So it's well worth checking that out. But it's also, it was really interesting because the main takeaway from it was that they are now, definitely more so than during the Smallville era, they're very, very keen to have a universe that anything can happen in. Yeah. Which is really, really, that's really refreshing because Marvel will never do that. Marvel are so set on their MCU now that it's like the idea of a Joker film would be impossible.
I will just add though, I was very interested to find out. I mean, it's one bit of this panel that I'll spoil for everyone because I just found it really cool. But they said that when they were trying to organise him getting on the show, it was so last minute that they just took the suit he used in the League and got him to use that. And they said on the panel, they're like, we were surprised that it's still fit, it's still functional. And I was like, that's awesome.
That's so true. Imagine if it didn't.
And I just got to tailor a whole new suit to him.
That would never happen. It would just be Ezra Miller in clothes.
Yeah, but imagine if they had to make a new suit and that was the reveal of the new suit for the Flash movie.
Imagine.
That would have been it. I would have lost my mind.
But the greatest thing, because if you appeared in that and you're just sitting there taking it in, you're like...
What?
And you just slowly break down.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been sick. But it would never have happened. Also, in the Flash / Multiverse set of questions. Okay, dream scene. Any, and I mean any DC live action actor will come back and film a part cameo in a film. Who you bringing in? Dolphin Pants says they personally believe if they are getting past Batman together, we have to bring back Bale and Patterson just to cameo. Have all the cinematic Batmans in a scene together. I would say leave Patterson alone. I would be happy to get Bale back. Like, I'd be super keen to have Keaton, Bale, and Affleck in a room.
Yeah.
Kind of don't... Like, it's almost like getting Joaquin in a film now. I'm like...
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Yeah. I mean, that is a thing as well, where if it goes around them wanting a scene with multiple versions of Batman, like... Because from what... Like, obviously we've heard during the week that Ben Affleck is coming back for this. So I'd say... they are centering a little bit of it around Batman, which I'm a bit.
Yeah.
But I do know that the Flash film will feature Cyborg.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
Because she was on the panel. I think she's the writer for it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, she answered an Instagram fan question, asking if Cyborg would be a part of it. She kind of replied with, "Well, duh."
Yeah, that's right.
So
Because he
that'd be
brings
pretty
him
cool.
up in Crisis.
In Crisis,
as well.
yeah. I told Victor this was possible.
It's so good.
So good.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, so I mean, oh man, it does make me happy now that Affleck is coming back. So it does.
Yeah.
And we will get to it because it's a Snyder Cut question. It does feel like maybe all our things, Sam, about thinking the Snyder Cut isn't going to do anything. Maybe
I just didn't want to get ahead of myself, Will. I didn't want to get ahead of myself.
Oh, Sam, I'm so sorry. We were wrong. Now we're the idiots, but we'll get there. If I could bring anyone back, it would have been Michael Keaton, and we're already getting that.
Yeah, that would have been great.
I mean, who else? Look, fuck it. Ryan Reynolds is Green Lantern.
Imagine that.
I'm down for that.
Even if we're seeing multiple Batman, even to get back their versions of Alfred would be pretty sick.
That would be cool. Yep.
Yeah.
That would be pretty good. I mean, I think they're mostly dead, but...
Yeah, true.
They're all very old men in 1989.
Yeah,
so
yeah, very true.
I don't know how many are alive. Look, Lego Batman.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would be pretty funny.
Cool. Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
He'd be the equivalent of Spider-Ham in Spider-Verse.
Yeah. But look, I mean, anyone that they can organise to get and have it done well, I'll
Sam,
be like, okay. Yes.
Can you just say the name that you really want to say? Can you just say it?
I mean, if Henry Cavill shows up as Superman, I will cry.
Close. I'm
Like,
thinking of
close?
another name very, very, the same vein as Henry Cavill, that played a similar character as Superman in a show. If you could get them...
Oh, Tom Welling?
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Get him on screen.
I mean, if that guy just admits to playing Superman, then sure.
That's all he needs to do. As long as when he eventually says, "I played Superman," they'll put a cape on him and it'll be good. But it'll never freaking happen. But yeah, very good. The multiverse panel is well worth checking out.
Yeah,
it's really,
definitely.
really interesting. Next up, my heart. This is
Your
why I woke up.
favourite, the Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad was so good. Did you end up watching the full panel?
I did. Yes, I did.
It was so much fun.
Yeah, I feel like I love Gunn, but I feel like he was yelling a lot.
He was that man yells all the time. It's so weird. He's he was definitely yelling. He talked like this. He's like, "Everybody, here is everyone. And it was fine at the start when he was introducing everyone, but I thought he might chill out, but he didn't. That was a really, really good solid panel in its own right. Ironically, it's the biggest film that's finished. It'll be finished by now, probably.
I think he did mention that they're still editing.
Yeah, they're still editing, but shooting wise.
Yeah, shooting wise, I'd say they're finished.
Finished. It is, out of all the panels that happen, it's the only one that technically, apart from your Snyder Cut, had a reason to be there. Because it was we didn't know who everyone was. Yeah. So you had that, and then they gave us clips, and it was the meatiest panel, I think, of all of them.
There was a lot to uncover in that one panel. Yeah.
Peter Capaldi is not just a guy in a suit. He's an actual super villain. I'm so happy.
Cool. It's very cool.
I'm really excited as well because look, really we should be talking about everything else, but we're just going to quickly talk about Peter Capaldi. I was really happy that he talked about it like he was in the movie a lot. Like he was happy with being on set with people.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I assumed he was just going to be in a suit, like one of the, David Harbour in the first movie, just background, nothing.
Right,
But no, he's the Tinkerer. No, the Thinker.
Yeah, the Thinker.
I was close. The Tinker is Spider-Man. He's got bolts in his head. It's very strange. The photo he did is basically Doctor Who.
Basically Doctor Who. Basically. Yeah.
There's a bunch of things. John Cena, I should bring up the characters they're playing. It's fine. It doesn't matter. He's playing douchey Captain America, which is pretty great to hear.
It's so funny. He's so big.
He's so big. Idris Elba is totally not just playing Deathshot.
I found that very interesting.
Apparently he was originally gonna play him Like, it was
Okay.
going to be a recast.
Yeah.
And then they would talk to Will Smith and they were like, would you ever do another one? And he was like, yeah. And so they're like, okay, we'll cast
Yeah,
him
we'll
as
make
this
him-
character so you
okay.
can come back
Yeah,
eventually.
fair enough.
Which is very strange. But, yeah, I am so hyped for this. Did you like the first one at all?
When I watched it, I was in such, like, you're in that stage of, like, oh, yeah, it was great. But then, like, the more you think about it, you're like, oh, no, that
Oh,
really
shit.
wasn't great. And there was just a lot where it was, like, because apparently in that one, the villains were meant to be the parademons, because that was meant to link up to Justice
totally.
League. And it was all meant to be its own little storyline. And I was just very invested in it because I wanted to see the Joker and Harley stuff. Just because the Joker to me is such a very interesting character. I mean, not the one that we got, but anyway. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
But it was sloppy.
It was very sloppy. So it's so good. Like, I would love to know what, and if ever they would have made another Suicide Squad movie if James Gunn hadn't said he wanted to make one. Like,
yeah, right.
It feels like they, surely after the Suicide Squad, it didn't work. Surely they went, let's never try that again.
Yeah.
Like, that's probably why they made Birds of Prey, right? They were like, well, we didn't need somewhere for Harley Quinn to be. Yeah. Let's make that. And then,
while that was James Gunn, they're like,
he's
ooh.
like, I got an idea.
Yeah.
And God, it looks fun. Like, it just
does.
looks so much fun.
Because, like, we didn't get an actual trailer.
No.
But we got a behind-the-scenes little, like, featurette thing.
Yeah.
And just in that, it seems like they've had an absolute blast making this movie.
Totally.
And it seems like there's a lot of heart and effort into it. So with that, you can only expect good things, I'd say.
Surely.
Only. Surely.
As long as Warner Brothers keeps their fingers out of the pie.
Yeah. I mean, he did say that they're happy with it.
Yeah, totally.
With what he's done. So if they can just take a step back and leave the creative control up to the person making it, then we'll all be happy and we won't need a gun cut.
Please. It was a great thing. I was talking to Miles from Screenplay.
Yeah.
My good buddy Miles. His phrasing of it was so good. He said, it's the gun control we don't want. We don't want that gun in control. Which is, like, amazing. You gotta let him do whatever he wants. Yeah, I'm super keen. I am blown away that Polka Dot Man is one of the characters, and he looks pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm very interested in that. Yeah.
Yeah. And also, that dude has been in so many things. Like, he's obviously in Ant-Man. He's like that guy. But he's also in The Dark Knight. He's one of the guys that Heath Ledger.
He is. Yes.
Yeah. So he's in that. He's also in an episode of Gotham, and he's in something else. I can't remember.
Wow.
But yeah, he loves comic books things. Like, he's a self-confessed nerd. So putting him as Polka Dot Man is just the best idea, because, like, only a nerd would be happy with that role.
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm super keen. We should look at Dolphin Pants' questions.
Yeah,
All right.
we should. Something.
Whose head do you think we'll see explode first? So my thinking, there is a shot, and this is typical Will, there is a shot of a selection of the crew walking towards a helicopter in that B-roll package.
Yeah.
I think the movie will open with them on a mission, and that whole crew will die during that mission. Which then they'll bring back in Harley and, like, all the oldies and being like, okay, we need you. Like, we tried with these guys and they sucked. We need Harley. We need, like, Joel Kinnaman or whatever, Boomerang.
Okay.
They'll go back to the old favorites and be like, okay, you've managed to do it last time, and we've also got these new guys.
Wouldn't it be funny, though, if that group walking to the helicopter is, like, the Suicide Squad from the first one?
Yeah, that would be great.
But they kill them off.
Yeah.
And then they're like, well, Harley and Boomerang weren't on that mission. So, because they were doing their own thing. Yeah. Actually, they could totally say that. They could totally say that Harley was occupied with the events of
Birds of Prey.
Yeah. And, I mean, if they include Captain Boomerang in The Flash, they could say that.
Get around him that way.
But yeah, I mean, I think that'd be very funny if they did.
It would
that.
be pretty funny.
That'd be very, very funny.
Yeah.
So whose head? All of them.
All of them. The whole crew are going to die.
The whole crew.
According to that one tweet I sent you, Harley Quinn, which is just the dumbest. Someone tweeted, oh, they're going to kill Harley Quinn in this movie because they don't think she's bankable anymore. Oh, that's why she's in 3 movies.
Yeah. That's why she was the one out of, like, 3 or 4 characters that weren't recast.
according to Channel 9 News.
Oh, God.
He's next. I'm going to say number 12. He's given us a lot of questions, so I'm going through it. Just take a moment to appreciate King Shark. Looks like they're going full Harley Quinn animated. He's such a beautiful blue. He looks like a shark.
He looks very good.
And he's hoping Taika voices him. Yeah, I'm hoping Taika does. There's rumor Taika is voicing the villain that we haven't seen yet.
Yes, I heard that.
Which is why we don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
But fuck, I want Taika to voice King Shark. So.
Oh, it'd be so good. It'd be the new Korg.
Totally.
And it like, no matter if you are one of these people who are like, I hate DC or I hate Marvel, just Taika playing an animated character, you're like, hell yeah.
It's just the perfect match because he doesn't even try.
No,
he doesn't even try.
It's just him.
Yeah. Like he said, I think he said in The Mandalorian behind the scenes, he's like, well, I tried a lot of different voices. And then I just went, well, mine will do. It's like, yeah.
What a man.
Hopefully they do it. I just absolutely love that King Shark is in this. I love that one shot of him eating a man. And he's just going like, ugh, and I'm like, that's great.
It's so cool.
Admittedly, the next panel, I don't think we'll need your questions. I might just leave. Also, yes, hashtag simp for Shark. King Shark is going to be great.
Yeah.
Sam, fuck, I'm not going to say it. You say it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, next up is the Snyder Cut. Zack Snyder's Justice League. I'm so excited. When I didn't want to get myself excited, but after this trailer that he dropped, hallelujah, am I excited.
Nice.
It was, look, I'm sorry, but I've listened to that song about 30 times in the last 3 days.
See, I've intentionally not, because I'm like, I can't stop.
Because, so I think that if you start, you just can't stop.
No.
But yeah, no, I was very happy with his segment of the DC Fandome. I thought it was pretty good. Wasn't too long, wasn't too short, apart from those two that just went on for 3 days apparently.
Yeah.
But the first question we got for that from Lucas is, do you think they will release it weekly? Will there be an option to watch just a 4-hour film or separately or whatever? So Zach did confirm that the Snyder Cut will be released on HBO Max in 4 separate parts, each part running of about an hour. He did a convention, like an online convention, about a month ago called Justice Con. And it was like a fan made sort of con that they got him involved in. And he said there that no matter what, the Snyder Cut will be released so that you can watch it as a whole if you wanted to from the beginning. So I don't think they'll release it weekly. I mean, if they do, I'm not going to be happy. I just want to watch the thing. We waited this long. I just want to watch it.
Yeah. I don't think there'd be much of a point. Like, at the most, it'll be daily. It'll be 4 days. Yeah. I feel like. I don't think they could do a weekly drop.
I'll be taking 4 days off work if that is the case.
Totally. I mean, I was going to say a big piece about how I don't like Snyder. And
look, Will, right before this this pod, Will messaged me and he goes, I need to have a 2-minute rant.
Yeah.
William, if you want your 2 minutes, you can have it.
Look, I'm just going to look. Okay. So look, here's the thing. I haven't enjoyed any of his movies. None of them.
That's fine.
I vaguely enjoyed Sucker Punch. Yeah. That's what it was called. That was pretty good.
Yeah.
The man is a visual storyteller.
Yeah.
He can't write human beings. I don't think he's ever met a human being. So that's a big issue. And the other thing I find with his movies, because a lot of the things he's done, I'm looking at the time, don't worry, Sam, I'll show you. He most of the time, 300, I can't remember if I think that's based on a comic as well. But Watchmen and obviously his DC films, they're all based on something. And for me, the best parts of those movies are when I'm like, oh, I remember that in the comic book. For me, every time he does something new, I'm like, buddy, no. What are you doing, dude? Just slow down for a second.
Yeah.
I think he could be a brilliant storyteller, but I think he falters a little bit. He's almost like the reverse George Lucas. George Lucas is incredible at creating a world. He's a master. He masterfully can craft these stupid dialogue that just makes so much sense in the world. But he just can't make a movie. He doesn't know how to make a movie. I think Snyder, he can make the visuals of the film, but for me, the plot is always just not there for me.
Yeah.
And also the pacing, which I don't think 4 hours is going to help me there.
No, not at all.
But
not at all.
I will say, for me, the trailer had so many badass things. Like, even if I hate the movie, like, even I hated all of his DC films, he still has some incredible scenes.
Yeah.
And the fight sequences are so good. Like, comparing all the fight sequences in Batman vs. Superman except the bit where he fights whatever, Doomsday or whatever at the end of it, that was fucking shit. Everything apart from that, the Batman vs. Superman fight, compare that next to all the Joss Whedon shit in Justice League, horrible. Bad.
Yeah.
Look, even compare it to his first Avengers movie. I think the first Avengers movie is incredibly overrated. So, like, look, I will give Joss Whedon, Zack Snyder, all the credit. The man can create action. The man can create visuals. I'm not a big fan of him as a movie storyteller. So there you go. There's my rant. I think I did it. I think you did. 2 minutes.
No, that was fine. And I do agree with a lot of it.
Okay.
I do agree with a lot of it. He is a very because just like from what I've gathered from seeing him like talk about the things that he makes and his process of making it, he's just a very artistic sort of filmmaker. So he likes to sort of put an edge on it that we haven't necessarily seen before, which I can understand. But yeah, I do agree that he does need some work in terms of writing things. Bringing in Doomsday was not the best choice. It
wasn't best.
Let's be real. And
just look, Sam, the start of that movie starts with, I would never not laugh. I laughed a lot in that movie that I shouldn't have laughed in.
I'm sure you
did. Like I told you, the start of the movie when Batman's mum died, I went, ha! In like a completely quiet cinema. I just thought it was so funny. But the fact that the movie opens with them going like, oh, destruction's bad, it's so bad. So then at the end of the movie when they go to fight, they're like, oh yeah, there's no one here. Okay, thanks, movie.
Yeah.
It's fine. Look. Like Dolphin Pants says, Snyder would make one hell of a music video. He did. That trailer was great. I assume he edited that trailer as well?
I mean, I would think so. But I will just say with that trailer, that is literally proof of what happens if a studio just gives a director full creative control of what they want to do. Because you cannot tell me that a Justice League trailer with that soundtrack and cut the way it was
without audio
would have been able to be released to market a movie.
Totally.
Like, because all those shots that are in that trailer, it doesn't lead to what the storyline's going to... Like, of course we know, but say we had not seen a version of this film ever, it doesn't lead to what the storyline's going to be, the plot, whatever. It doesn't set up... Like, it doesn't tell you the characters' names, who's involved, whatever. We just sort of see things. And, like, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great trailer. But, yeah, that would never be done.
No, not at all.
It was to market a movie, you know. Yeah.
I love it. Even if I hate the damn thing, I'm going to enjoy rewatching that 1,000 times over. Yeah. That was so good. I mean, I feel like... Flash's Cyborg's dad. That was a bit disappointing.
Yeah.
Come on, Tom.
I mean, look, with 4 hours, I'd say we've got a lot more to see.
Yeah,
but I feel like your enjoyment out of it is getting to watch me freak out about it.
Oh, I'm going to be so...
So I feel like that's where you're going to get your enjoyment from.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. His other questions are, what change are you most excited for? I don't have any... Every time I see something that's not in the movie is when I'm sad. I keep sending Sam, I'm like... And so, I don't know... No, the one change that I'm excited for is more The Flash. That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, because he said that we'll definitely be seeing more of The Flash and Cyborg. Cyborg, because Cyborg is a massive part in this
well, he is a mother box.
As he should be, yeah. He's made of a mother box, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, because we definitely saw some interesting stuff involving the both of them in that trailer.
Shit.
So, yeah, I mean... What change are you most I mean, I guess just the movie having substance, because I feel like it will.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the first one just, like, the Whedon one just didn't. It was just sort of there.
Justice League.
Justice League. Yeah. But I don't know.
The other side of me not liking Zack Snyder, you say this isn't going to be a hate thing now.
No, it's
is
fine.
Just how I can't fathom as a studios that the dude is like, I can't do this. I need to take time. I've had this great tragedy.
Yeah.
They then go, oh yeah, we're just going to remake the movie. Like, I can't fathom that. So, like, even if I hate this thing, I'm like, thank God it's there. The man needs this.
Yeah, and like, thank God you're saying that, because that is, like, probably one of the main reasons. One being that, of course, I want to see it, but two, I'm just so excited for it because he's getting his initial vision realized.
Absolutely.
And it's getting hype around it and it's getting shown to people because, to do that to someone is horrible. Like, even if you're not a filmmaker, like, you can relate it to something where, like, you know, someone just totally shit on what you were doing and was like, I don't want to see that, we're doing something new. It would feel bad.
Absolutely, you know? Yeah. But, well, it's even like, it's like, outside of it, any job. Like, imagine you have your favorite job in the world. And you're like, this is so good. And then your mum dies. And you're like, I just got to go to a funeral. And they're like, okay, cool. You're fired. And we're going to hire someone new. And it's like, what? Why? Can't you just wait?
And in doing so, cutting off all ties with you.
And like, okay, we're just going to build a new universe. If you don't mind. It makes me squeamish. Like, it's very strange. It
is.
His final question is, and this is the one that's so unfortunate for us. He says, do you think this will make enough hype for Justice League 2? I don't think it will make enough hype for Justice League 2, but Ben Affleck coming back is a pure sign that they are thinking of keeping ties to that Snyder. Like, it could very much be that this is now the Justice League. Like, that other one is now not canon.
Yeah. It's just a thing where, like, for so long, Will, you and I both were like, they are never going back to what was happening. Yeah. Because at the end of the day, it's laughable. Like,
it seems insane.
Yeah, it makes them seem like such like an unprofessional studio to be going back and forth with what they want. That for them to make this massive relapse of Ben Affleck coming back, bringing back Zack in, and then going forward what Zack had initially intended, it'd be the biggest WTF in film history. And like thinking with logic and like thinking from like a business point of view, I still can't really see it happening. But now that Ben Affleck is back for The Flash, I'm kind of like, might it happen?
Might it happen? And I guess the clever thing is, because the Justice League still came out, I mean, it's probably, they could still continue the Snyder universe, because really the two Justice League movies will end in the same way. Obviously a lot of things in the two of them are very different, but the end goal is like Justice League. We have a table, we have a thing. So they can go back to the Snyder vision. Like, they can literally go, all right, Snyder, you've got the universe back. Tell us what you want. But I think they've got a safe bet there that because the two movies end the same way, it won't feel too jarring. Like,
no. I mean, I definitely, like, if anything, in terms of the way ending, I would say that maybe Zack's version might have more of a darker, like, tone to it, because with he's always said that his Justice League was there to set up another two movies.
Yes,
or at least a sequel. So there is a lot of stuff that even in this trailer that we saw, so like we saw the Hall of Justice that was like crumbled, and we saw that nightmare sequence. A lot of that was to sort of be Easter eggs to what was to happen.
I always wondered what the fuck that was about. Okay,
So or like even in BVS, that whole nightmare scene, that adds to what was to happen after this movie.
So sorry. That's just broken. This shows how many times I've watched these movies.
No, that's fine.
The nightmare scenes in BVS, it's not in Justice League.
No.
Like the one oh God. Okay,
but
cool.
that according to Zack.
Yeah.
Unless he's just talking bullshit.
Which he does.
That is what was to happen in the sequel.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So that was
what it was all
that was like putting in like the Wild West into Back to the Future 1. Like, Marty suddenly goes to the Wild West. You're like, what's happening? And it's like, wait till the third part.
Wait till the third.
Okay. Right. Look, either way, we're definitely going to be watching the Snyder Cut. We're going to be watching and playing all these things. We're fucking 100%. Simps. And speaking of simps, Sam, Black Adam, you're a simp for The Rock.
This panel was so good. I feel like their whole budget for Fandome went into this one thing, and it's so fitting because it's The Rock doing it. Of course, he's got to have the biggest and the best looking reveal in the whole of Fandome. But God, it looks good, didn't it?
It did look very good.
It looked very good.
It's the only one that was green screened well.
Yeah. And had actual like shadows and lighting done right.
It almost felt like they went, okay, you're going to be a part of the DC Fandome. So we've got $100, and he's like, no, I'll do it. Don't worry. I'll get my people to film it. I'll just give you the video. They're like, no, we need a kind of no.
He's on Zoom going, guys, I'm doing it. All my money is going
I'll film
in.
it myself. Don't worry.
I built this chasm myself with my bare hands.
Totally. When the Zoom call opened and it was just The Rock in a cavern, they're like, Dwayne, are you okay? And he's like, oh yeah, no, I just bought this. We're going to film it here. They're like, why? What do you mean? He's like, no, it's fine. I'm going to build an Aztec city behind here. And we're going to film it.
In the chair, like the big Black Adam throne.
He's just petting Boss Logic's head. He's just combing his hand through his hair. The main thing we got out of this was this really sick concept art cinematic, basically, of the origins of Black Adam. And we also got a thing of the JSA, which was pretty cool. Did you expect the JSA? I mean, I know it's kind of somewhat tied, but like...
Not at all.
No
way. Because that whole thing, like that thing you were like that sequence that you were talking about, has now been considered a teaser, which is really interesting. But yeah, the JLA stuff hasn't been put into that yet. But because I was very confused about that. I thought they were going to be fighting against him.
But then seem to be with him.
Yeah. I watched it again today because someone had, like, I was talking to someone about it and they questioned me and I was like, no, but they're the good guys.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you mean? So I went back and watched it and they're fighting with him.
Yeah.
Which I find so strange.
It's really odd. Like, I was trying to work it out because obviously I feel like Black Adam, when he first came out, he was like a baddie. But obviously over time he's become that kind of like Venom. He started off a baddie and now he's kind of like the anti-hero kind of thing.
Yeah.
What I would love is if this movie, his first one, like basically what I'm thinking is it's kind of like Terminator, and it's like the first Terminator, he was the baddie, flat out, and then the second movie, it's like you're expecting him to be the baddie, but now he's good, but he's still a bit menacing in the shit.
That'd be
like,
pretty cool, I reckon.
Yeah, because I'd like to see Dwayne play a bad guy. Basically, I want to see him be evil.
Yeah, because he can do it.
Yeah, he'd be great. It's
not hard for him.
Has everyone seen The Scorpion King? Which, by the way, that cinematic, it's The Scorpion King. It's 100% The Scorpion King.
Yeah, it was so funny.
It's very funny.
I remember that just being all you could mention. Oh, it's The Scorpion King.
Yeah, that's all I got out of it. I mean, the first question, I don't think I've really got an answer for this, for the dream cast of members of the JSA.
Yeah, because, I mean, the first character that comes to mind is for Fate. But yeah, I really don't know.
I remember a long time ago we said like Capaldi would be cool for Dr. Fate.
Yeah.
That's kind of gone. Maybe one of the Doctor Who's could be good for Dr. Fate. Or like, I heard that one.
Yeah, did you hear him going on?
Yeah.
I reckon that's Four Guys.
Yeah. I don't really have a thing. I mean, look. Yeah. I feel like I've seen a good casting for Dr. Fate. I don't mind. I want some no-names. More no-names is good.
Give us a surprise. Give us someone that's going to blow us out of the water and really surprise us.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it's the reason Star Wars worked. Like, I know that's a really big jump to go to Star Wars. But it's the reason the Star Wars worked. It was because our main cast were alien to us. Like, they'd been in things, but they weren't famous. Yeah. So it's the reason. And it's the reason that the sequels could have worked if all of them had been interesting, but they weren't. And the same reason that the prequels worked as well. Like, the three of them were Anakin and were Obi-Wan, because it was like, I don't really tie them to anyone else. Yeah. So it would be cool to have people that I'm like, that's just Dr. Fate, and that's just Hawkeye? Yeah. Man. So that's Black Adam. Do you have anything else to say on that?
Not really. I mean, just that it seemed very cool, and the fact that he called out the League at the very end, I was like, totally. What is coming? I was like, what have they organised?
Well,
But
It's like I said to you guys, like you and Rui. I feel like they wouldn't have been so intense with Black Adam had it not been The Rock. Like if it was everyone else's Black Adam, they'd be like, yeah, cool, got a new movie coming out. Yeah, cool. But because it's The Rock, they're like, he's gonna fuck everything up.
I was so appreciative. I loved it.
Oh man, I hope there's a role for Kevin Hart in that movie.
If Kevin Hart is just in the background somewhere, I'm gonna lose my... Hey, Dwayne!
That's my Kevin Hart. Hey!
Another question though that Lucas has put is, what other JSA members do you want to see? I don't know, like because the JSA had a couple of members that are already involved in the DCEU in a way, so they already had a Flash, they had a Green Lantern, I mean Starman.
Yeah, I'd be keen for Starman. Get Joel McHale, because he's great in the TV show. Yeah, just get him. Starman. I mean, look, if it's an opportunity to bring in a Jay Garrick, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
But it's very weird because it seems like it's definitely in Earth Prime or whatever, the main universe, which is very interesting. So I don't know how they'd work Jay Garrick into it.
I'm trying to think of what other members are in the JSA.
The Midnight guy, the like shadowy dude. What's his name?
Yeah.
It's not Dr. Midnight. Maybe it's Dr. Midnight.
Yeah, it is, I think. Yeah.
That'd be pretty fun. You're thinking about all your Smallville friends, aren't you?
I really am, because Smallville touched on a lot of this. So I'm just trying... So, yeah, because in that there was Hawkman, Hawkgirl, Stargirl. They didn't have a Flash or a Green Lantern, but there was, like, hints to that.
Yeah, totally.
I mean, look, if they somehow worked in, like, a Kingdom Come Superman, even though it's a massive stretch, but if I see Brendan Routh in a Kingdom Come suit, I'll be happy.
Look, I did mean to mention that in the multiverse thing. They were talking about how easy it is to do anything. I'm like, okay, announce the Brendan Routh Kingdom Come show.
Brendan Routh's coming back, please.
I don't really have anyone in particular. A Starman or a Stargirl would be fun, but look,
I just read the questions for Aquaman.
Yeah. So there was an Aquaman panel. The first question was, there was an Aquaman panel?
Yeah, look, I mean, I was under the impression that they were going to be talking about the plot of the sequel.
Yeah, which I've just realised they haven't got Shazam in here, but we can quickly talk about that.
But yeah, I thought that they would be talking about the plot of the sequel. It was just a behind-the-scenes thing. I mean, they could have just shoehorned that in between the major panels.
Yeah.
It would have been more interesting than the claymations that we got. And then his second question for Aquaman is, just recast Mira for me quickly, thanks. So here's the thing.
Really need to.
I was talking about this with my friend Sam today, and because she was saying the same thing, she's like, "Can I just recast already?" And I was saying, it's this thing where there's been no official statement that she's being recast. It's just fans being like, "Get her the hell out of here."
Yeah.
Because of what has obviously come about of it.
She ruined that boy.
So, and I said to her, imagine the backlash if they release the cast or a poster or a trailer for Aquaman 2 and she's in it.
Mate.
It will be riot upon riot.
It was already surprising that they focused on her in the Snyder Cut trailer. I was like, you could have cut around that. You didn't need to show her.
Yeah. Because, in the Snyder Cut as well, like, because she's in it, and so is Volko, who is like the mentor of Aquaman. As soon as she came up on the stream, I saw your face, and I was like, "Oh no!" I'm like, poor Will.
Look, I mean, here's the thing: she's so vapid in that movie that you could cast literally. Like, I think anyone else would do it better.
It's a very easy character to do. It's nothing. It's nothing important.
There's not much going on.
I mean, not that it's not important, but it's not hard to do.
Cast Karen Gillan. I don't care. Cast an actual redhead.
And I reckon, look, if I had to recast, I would do... Actually, she would be very good, actually. But Emilia Clarke.
Yeah.
Just because her and Jason have that chemistry already from the Game of Thrones. And just, like, whenever you see them doing, like, press stuff, they're just so much fun together. Like, you can't tell me that you won't get the most out of that bond if they were an on-screen couple.
And also just, like... As I said, she's very vapid in that movie. Just make their relationship more fun.
Yeah.
Because he's such a fun dude. Like, I feel like if they continued with those two, it'd be real dry. So, yeah, that would be a great choice. Good pick, Sam.
Thank you.
I think I can't remember if it was before or after this, but we'll quickly touch on Shazam.
Yeah.
They, what did they call it? There was a Shazam too. They called
Shazam: Fury of the Gods.
That's the one.
Yes.
And that's pretty much it. Let's move on.
That like, is literally
they didn't give us much. They gave us a poster, probably drawn by Jim Lee. And that's about it, really.
Yeah, even if that's it, like an official poster, who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I'm keen. I want another one of those movies.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
it's good fun.
Yeah.
Shazam: Fury Road, probably. Good one, Dingo. Yeah, that's pretty much it. They also said that I can't remember the dude, but there's a guy that played Kazam. He's going to be in the movie.
Some guy.
It's an in joke that I'm sure a lot of people were very excited.
I mean, look, if Superman shows up, I would very much like that.
Surely Black Adam will, at the very least. And like a post-credit scene or something.
Yeah, or even at like the very, very end.
Mm.
And it would like lead into obviously a third Shazam film or even a sequel to Black Adam or something.
Totally. Yeah.
But just someone cool like that would be nice to get.
Probably. But yeah, I'm keen for that. Not much else to say on that, really.
Because there wasn't really anything said. It was just, here's the title, and then them having a joke that they couldn't really talk about anything, and I'm like, can you stop?
Stop hurting my feelings.
Like, I was so... there was a point where you were looking at Zachary Levi and you were like, are you about to say that Superman is going to be in this film?
Yeah.
It was so close, and then, of course, nothing. But
nothing.
We can only hope, I guess.
You can only hope. I'm sure they'll do it. I'm sure they'll do it, Sam, just for you. But it'll only be shot from the neck up. So you have to piece the two bits together.
Imagine if it was the opposite. They only shot him from like from the neck, like Like you were saying, I got so confused.
That's okay.
Yeah. So you see Henry Cavill's head.
The whole movie, it's just his head. But he's got no upper lip. But moving on to, they also had a Harley Quinn. This wasn't the Harley Quinn panel. The Harley Quinn panel will be part of the September additional day of Dome. There's going to be a panel.
It's in 2 parts.
It's very strange. Just do it over 2 weekends. Don't do it over months. It's very weird.
Or do it over two days that are next to each other.
Yeah. I don't understand. But so there wasn't an official word on season 3, but look, it was heavily hinted at in this fun little Q&A that she did with some fake people. It was just really fun. Like, I was really happy because your friend Rui, who I don't know if he listens to podcasts, he doesn't have to. He opened with being like, "Oh, am I watching Deadpool?" And by the end of it, he was laughing along, and I was very, very happy.
Yeah. He's got this thing embedded in him where he doesn't like Harley Quinn because he feels like they've made her the Deadpool of the DC universe. And I'm like, okay, I can understand that, but also they're just 2 characters that are a bit similar in terms of their quirkiness.
Yeah. And also, in this show, she definitely fall breaks, but generally Harley Quinn doesn't. It's a trope of this. But yeah, I was very happy that he, by the end of that, seemed to be enjoying this little bit, because it was very funny. Like, it
was good. It was well done.
Properly funny, yeah. The question that Lucas has got attached to this is, tell me why people should start watching after this podcast immediately, go to Amazon Prime, which is where you can watch it now. And watch season 1. I think just watch the Ask Harley Quinn thing, and if you laugh, then you should go watch the show.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal show. I hate Rick and Morty, so the fact that I enjoyed it is very big. Because similar to you, Sam, I am not the biggest fan of animated adult comedy. Like, I enjoy like your Disney Pixars and stuff, but I hate Family Guy and stuff like that. So the fact that I love this so much, for me, it is the best thing DC has done in the past 5 years. It is just the best version of each of the characters as well.
Sick.
It's well worth a watch. Now that both seasons are out, which is really one season split in half. Please. It's available to watch legally here. But if you want to go full Johnny Depp and not be hit by Amber Heard, you can do that too. Arr. Let's move on to the second last thing, which is the Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, which is the other game, and this one is coming out in 2022. It is 1 to 4 player. This is the one that is very much in line with the Avengers game. It'll only be on Xbox. I hate this name. The Xbox Series X. Fucking stupid. And the PlayStation 5 and PC. So it's not going to be jumping to the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, which is big because they had said that they were going to support those consoles for a long time. So I'm waiting for the internet to realize that they're not in the list.
Yeah, so everyone's
gonna go mad. But this looked really, really cool. The character designs look really sick. I really like those.
They do. Yeah. Another great version of King Shark.
Oh, very good.
Looks great.
Very blue. I really like vibrant blue.
I also really loved the way they portrayed Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
It was like at the very end when he's like, so who we like? I mean, I don't even know why I'm putting on an Aussie accent. Voice. Yeah. But yeah, they give him a very enthusiastic. Is that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's like, so who are we fighting? And they point out to Superman, and he's like, fuck, and then just cuts.
So
and you're like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I thought that was very good. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's really cool. I really liked the thing, something I was looking up about Captain Boomerang, because I was like, surely, like, the teleporting thing they haven't pulled out of their ass, because, like, that's a big change to his character.
Yeah.
I think it's his son. His son actually... I don't know how. I think maybe it's like it was actually similar to. Were we talking about this? Exposure to like the Speed Force. His son actually has the Speed Force and can run.
Oh wow.
With blue lightning and stuff. So I think they may have borrowed a little bit of that and put that into. So there's a bit of lore that they've used there.
Cool.
So because if you watch it, it's very much like Ezra Miller's. That's his name. Ezra Miller's like blue lightning flash. Effects. So I think maybe they've gone. He's already a Flash villain. Let's just tie him further in a little bit.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, which is pretty fun.
Yeah.
I like his traversal. I love the jetpack on Deadshot.
Yes.
He's very cool. That's very cool. And then just King Shark's jumping around like the Hulk. Which is fun.
Yeah. And then you got Harley.
Harley's great.
Yeah,
she's always going to be good.
She's always
She'll
fine.
be great.
Her look actually was very good.
It's cool, right?
Yeah. It's very
cool.
It's
a really nice blend of like all the movies and the comics
hybrid.
And really good hybrid. I was going to say, it's all set in Metropolis, Sam.
Yeah.
It's set in the home of the Superman, which is the first time in a AAA current game that we've been to Metropolis.
One step closer to a Superman game, Will.
So close, Sam.
So close. He was even in this trailer, and he looked very good.
You're getting there. One day.
Yeah, one day.
I'm really keen for this. The thing that I'm intrigued about is this is the one that is connected to the Arkham universe, which means in the lore of this, Batman's dead already.
Yeah.
So he's not part of it. My question then is maybe Bizarro taking over the minds of people, maybe that reanimates the Batman corpse and you have to fight a zombified Batman.
Oh, wow.
Or the alternative is it's like The Dark Knight Rises and he's actually alive and everything's fine.
Or it's like his son or something.
Yeah, totally. It just infects Damien or something.
Games.
Super cool. Sam, I know you're not. This isn't a question really for you, but who would you main? Which character of the quadret?
Look, just because I found the attitude of the character so funny, Captain Boomerang, 100%.
Hell yeah!
and because I totally forgot about the whole thing where he had that like blue lightning. And like, he could like teleport. So now that you've reminded me of that, I'm kind of like, that'd be pretty sick.
Even more, yeah,
that'd be sick to tackle in that game.
That'd be cool.
But how about you, William? Who would you choose?
I mean, he is very cool, but for the sake of difference, I mean, I kind of think Harley. Again, she's very similar to I feel like Black Widow's fighting style in the Avengers game.
Yeah,
so she'd be pretty fun. Also, zip lines. Like I know you didn't get much time with it in the beta, but Black Widow, when she's fighting in that game, she zips onto people and just pulls herself towards them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's so cool.
It's so satisfying. So probably Harley, and also I really like the character of Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And also I think you're not either. I'm not a big gun man. Like I'm not. I just get bored with that. So some more creative gunplay and stuff is good. Like I'm not going to play as Deadshot because he's just a gunman, and King Shark's just got a big Gatling gun. So I think Harley Quinn's a nice balance. Of
definitely.
So I definitely go with that. Same universe as this is more questions. This boy is still going. Same universe as Arkham, but confirmed to be set after Arkham. I just want a damn Batman boss fight. Totally. Like I was saying, maybe Bizarro-fied zombie corpse. Maybe.
Unless they do like a I want to say nightmare sequence, but just like a sort of inner head sequence where maybe like each of these people see what they fear the most, and maybe for one of them it is that of the Batman.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, because I do know that with Bizarro, he can get in your head and stuff. So seeing some, in a way, kind of like Mysterio.
Sorry, I think actually I should just say it's Brainiac that's there. We keep saying Bizarro. I think we mean.
Oh yeah,
we totally mean Brainiac. We're correct.
Sorry.
But the word is
we
Brainiac. We
totally mean Brainiac. Yeah. What the hell
it just
doing?
hit me. We said Bizarro because he looks like Bizarro.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But yeah, so Brainiac, I know that he gets in your head a lot, same way as Mysterio, where he can make you sort of see things and do things. Yeah, totally. So having some of that implemented in this game would be very cool, I reckon.
That would be sick. Some nightmare sequence, like the Scarecrow ones in the Arkham games.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. And do you think we will have more characters than just the 4 shown in the trailer? Who do you want? So that was my big question. I think I said it in the stream. Is like, how do you get more characters into this game?
Yeah,
the Suicide Squad is a fairly... I mean, obviously James Gunn has opened that roster up pretty big.
100%, yeah.
But for like in terms of name things, like with the Avengers game, it's like, oh cool, we got these 6 already. Then it's like you got Winter Soldier and Hawk, and like all these other characters. With the Suicide Squad, it's very it's a small berth.
Yeah, no, especially being only 4, you're kind of like, okay, surely there's more coming into it.
Yeah,
and also with the League as well, like you got to tell me that like Flash and that are going to show up at some point, because the whole thing is kill the Justice League.
Totally.
So surely they'll be coming into it eventually.
And if you're able to, it's because I know they say that kill the Justice League. It's probably more wake up the Justice League from Brainiac's spell. So maybe in the game, once you've done that, you can have them on your team. Maybe
that'd be pretty cool if it was like they wake them up from the spell, and then it's like a team up at like the very end to like finally defeat like the massive ship of Brainiac and
or cool. You take down everyone first and then fight Superman, because you can't fight Superman as normal people. So you get Wonder Woman, you get Flash, and everyone, they fight with you against Superman.
Because imagine cool. Like just from what we've seen in the trailer, imagine if Superman is the first heavy hitter that you know, try to take on. And then say you do somehow get the upper hand on him. And then imagine he takes off. Yeah. And then the rest of the game is you fighting the rest of these characters. And then he comes back at the end after like regrouping. And he's like stronger somehow.
Yep. And you need everyone. Yeah, that would be sick.
Everyone. That'd be pretty cool.
That'd be very cool. I mean, he is the guy they opened within the trailer and the poster. So surely he's the main, the end boss battle. Yeah, that'd be really cool. And that's it. That's it on the Suicide Squad.
For that.
We got no gameplay, unfortunately, but the game is still 3 years away. So
it's a while, hey.
Yeah.
I was surprised by that.
Very surprised. I was also surprised to hear that Will Arnett will be an NPC in the game, which will be something.
Definitely something.
Yeah, and something that was really something, we said something enough, is Matt Reeves, the Batman, the final thing of the oh my god. We had to get through 30 minutes of Matt Reeves saying absolutely nothing, but we did get a trailer. And
the first question here is, why couldn't Matt Reeves shut up? Look, it's a great question. Wish we had an answer. I mean, I'm sure there are a lot of people out there that did enjoy what he was talking about. But we knew that there was a trailer coming, so we were just like, can he please hurry up?
But also, imagine if there wasn't one after all of that.
And yeah. Imagine if there wasn't, and it's just him talking, and maybe it was a silhouette of the Batmobile?
Yeah.
Imagine if it was that was it. And him talking. I'd be so annoyed.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm almost glad that Rui spoiled that there was going to be a trailer. It got us through that. Otherwise, I just would have turned off.
Yeah. But man, that trailer,
it is so good.
I mean, it starts off with Batman, first of all, being at the scene of a crime, which hit
that was it. That was enough.
That was it. I saw that and I was like, okay, this is already very different to what we've had in the past. Because with like Christian Bale, he was never really at the scene of the crime. With Ben Affleck, we haven't seen that side of him yet, where he is doing crime fighting
just
stuff.
Punching people.
Just punching people to death.
Yeah.
And so is this guy apparently, because tell you what, do not ever come across Batman in a dark alley wearing clown face paint. Because
no, you know what? Don't ever ask him who he is. As long as you don't say who are you, you're safe.
I tell you what, though, his line in reply to that was very, very good.
It's so good.
And in his voice, my idea, like it didn't seem like there was any added that vocals, you know?
Yeah, I liked it. I also, I did see a comment and someone was like, Christian Bale's one was fine until they realized he had to do that while screaming, and then that's when the voice went down. It was great when he was talking down here, but as soon as he had to yell, it's like, oh no, that sounds bad.
Yeah.
But this sounded good. It was a nice gruffle, but it wasn't dumb.
Yeah.
I saw a cool comment that someone was like, what if each movie he says another bit of that phrase? So this one he's like, I am vengeance. The next one he's like, someone asks him and he says, I am the night. And then in the third Batman movie he says, I'm Batman. It's like, you build up to the main thing.
Even if like...
Or throughout the movie.
Yeah, just throughout this one movie. If he just, towards the end, he gets to saying the Batman.
The whole thing. Mate.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Or imagine if it's like Avengers Age of Ultron, and they're like, and you know this is when he's going to say, I'm Batman.
Yeah.
And it's like, who are you? And he's like, Batman. He doesn't actually get to say it.
Actually, that'd be pretty good.
That'd be pretty fun.
That'd be pretty good, actually.
It doesn't feel like that kind of movie, but
no.
That'd be pretty good. First, if this is you too, which was really cool. It was really cool that Matt Reeves referenced it in that way, because that is a very comic thing, that you have year one, you have year... Well, you kind of have year 0, year 1, and year 2 in terms of Batman's life. Yeah. And he's like, this is year 2. He's been Batman.
Yeah.
For a while now.
Yeah.
And he, as Lucas says, he's been working with the police force. Specifically, he says he works with the police force, but they don't trust him. They're okay with him being there, but yeah.
Well, yeah, because that was a thing. Like, seeing him at the crime scene, it was very, like, striking to me, because it's like, okay, I guess these people are comfortable with him being there. Like, you can tell he's been around for a while, but then there's the scene where it's a bunch of cops and him and Jim Gordon in an interrogation room.
Yes.
And Jim Gordon gets him up against the glass.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of the polar opposite to what we had in The Dark Knight with the Joker and Batman, which is pretty cool. But yeah, when I saw that, I was kind of like, oh, sick. Like, there's some conflict there with, I'm guessing, with like their trust, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'm sure it's a bit of a like, the police will handle this, and then he goes and does it, and they're like,
how dare you?
Yeah. I'm super keen for. I mean, I've only seen the Nolan ones once, and I haven't even seen Dark Knight all the way through. But I'm keen for, and Matt Reeves says it because, of course, there's a prequel TV show as well. I'm keen for Gotham and for the police force to be characters, to be a part of the story.
Yeah.
Because they're the reason Batman happens. Like, they're the reason Batman becomes what he is, because they trust him, and you got the light and everything. So I'm keen for that. I also think that, oh man, whatever the guy's name is, Bernard from Westworld, I think he is phenomenal. Like, he looks so good. He
looks so good as Jim Gordon. He literally, because so in this trailer we've gotten Batman, of course, we've gotten Jim Gordon. We get a glimpse of Selena Kyle, who is Catwoman. We do get what I'm assuming was the Riddler at the start with the tape.
Yeah, with the tape.
And then he's talking over this trailer. Might I add though, that just the lines he says in this trailer, I was like, because he's got this very prolonged sort of way of talking.
Yeah.
And he really pulls words out, which is really sick. And I didn't realize until I watched it again, we got a glimpse of the Penguin wheel.
It's insane.
It is crazy.
Because that's Colin Farrell.
It does not look like Colin Farrell.
Not at all.
It's Colin Farrell if he was a burn victim.
Yeah, totally.
But yeah, I didn't even know.
It's crazy. And I'm already so on board for his Penguin. Like, the way he's like, this dude's crazy. I was like, oh, that's so fun. Yeah.
And just that look. Like, he's got the bad hairline. He's
a
chubby.
Bit of a nose.
The nose.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I did see someone on Twitter that was like, I'm a little bit disappointed we're not getting a sexy penguin. Because I think everyone assumed it would be a sexy penguin.
Yeah.
Like, you cast Colin Farrell as the penguin, you're not expecting him to look like that.
Yeah. Oh, not at all.
Yeah, real cool. Falcone, I think we got a quick glimpse of too, possibly.
Okay.
I'm not too sure. But there is, this question is, do we think there will be a lot of established villains? I think we'll see the start of a lot of villains.
Yeah.
I think this is probably the start of the Riddler.
Yeah.
Like, these are his first big crimes.
That'd be pretty cool. I'd like that.
Yeah. Because, I mean, surely by the end of this movie, they'll know it's the Riddler. Because from the trailer, it seems like they don't know who this is yet. They don't have a name for him.
Yeah.
So I think with the Riddler, Catwoman is obviously on her way. She's already got the ears underneath the balaclava, which is so clever. I love it.
So good.
And then obviously I think Penguin throughout the movie will just get worse, like worse looking throughout the whole movie.
Yeah, it'd be really cool if like something happens to him where it just makes him like his visual look even more like deranged and like
Totally.
that'd be pretty cool. Like maybe like a scar or something.
Totally a scar, and then because of the scar, he needs a monocle. Like he needs to be able to see out of that eye.
Yeah, imagine that. Imagine
Something
if
like that.
imagine if he gets maybe like a batarang thrown at him.
Yes.
And it grazes his eye.
And then he needs
he needs the monocle. Oh, that'd be pretty
It's
cool.
like a tech monocle though. Like it helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
That'd be cool. I'm sure by the end of this he will wear a top hat.
Yeah.
Like something will happen. I almost feel like it's the kind of movie that will start out in this like so distant from what we expect, and they'll just beautifully transition by the end of it to the Batcave looks like the Batcave. The Batmobile looks like the Batmobile.
Yeah.
Selena Kyle is in a catsuit.
Yeah.
Like
Things
everything will work.
Things will slowly evolve into the way we know them to be. You know.
But at the same time, I love the new Gotham. Like I like the way it's looking just from the brief little bit we saw.
Yeah.
And we should just say Robert Pattinson. Shock, he looks good.
Yeah, he looks pretty good. Especially there's a scene where we see him as just Bruce Wayne. And even that, you're like, that's Bruce Wayne.
It works.
But at the very end of the trailer, he's taking off the cowl and he's got like the panda eye makeup, and his hair's all wet and over his face, and he just looks very serious. And you're like, damn, that's pretty decent.
Pretty good.
That's definitely not Twilight anymore.
No, I'm so excited. The man did the right thing by going Twilight, Harry Potter, got all my money. Now I can risk. I can do some indie movies. Set up for life. 100%. He's fine.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, look, we're keen. We're keen for all these things.
Of course.
This is a fucking long podcast.
It's so long. Thank you if you've stayed this whole time to watch it.
We had a good time. There's so many things to look forward to. I'm glad DC have done the thing. Quickly, Sam, do you think Marvel are like scrounging together a whole heap of shit at the moment, and then like next month they'll go?
Look, I was expecting stuff to come out the following day.
Yeah, totally.
Because this is what I meant by, because I said to you, I was like, I hate that there's like
a competition.
But only because of the negative aspects that come out of it. So where people just see innocent things said as an attack towards Marvel or DC, or Marvel releasing a trailer means that DC have to release something soon. Like, just enjoy stuff, guys.
Just enjoy what's
That's
there.
it. Of course, it's good for the aspect you said, where it encourages them to be the best they can be.
Yeah, totally. But the fans won't be.
No, not at all. But I really would not be surprised if Marvel were like, "Hey, tune in for Marvel Masterpiece."
Totally.
Next month.
I like Dolphin Pants has just said Marvel Fansphere. That's pretty good. It's like
God,
it
he's
actually
probably not
sounds
wrong.
better than fandom. Although fandom's a pun, I guess. That's why I went with that.
Yeah.
I've got to end this podcast. I swear there was like, I can't remember. Something was released. Either it was when Justice League came out. The next day they released the Infinity War trailer. It was something like that. Do you remember that?
I definitely remember there being like
something big happened for DC, and then Marvel dropped a trailer, and it was like, come on, guys.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was.
It might have been. It might have been the day after the Justice League movie actually came out.
And
they
were like, here's a trailer.
Hey, it's like, hey, did you hate this? Well, haven't we got something for you?
Yeah, I think it was. I think it was the one with like Hulk and everyone running, and I feel like that trailer came out the day after Justice League.
Because that was less than a year for Infinity War to come out. So surely it would have been
probably would have
been
that
time.
Yeah. I feel like something like that happened. Anyway,
if anyone knows, let us know.
please let us know. But either way, let us know if you enjoyed this podcast. I know it was a long one. If you stuck through it, thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for sticking around. If you want to be part of the chat that has been chatting throughout this, you can jump on over to patreon.com/each-their-own. Just a little $1 will get you into our Discord, where you can chat with all the beautiful people that are currently in the chat and also in the Discord. It's been Really fun having them here, and thank you to Dolphin Pants, Lucas, for giving us this list.
Absolute champion. He
It's so good.
carried this podcast.
Absolutely. He also probably made it way longer than it needed to be, but it's fine.
Just like the Fandome.
Oh boy. Thank you, Sam, for sticking around too.
Thank you so much for having me and letting me nerd out for a little bit and get too excited about the Snyder Cut.
Look, it's the only person in my life that will. But until the next one, who knows what it'll be? I have been Will.
I have been Sam.
See everybody.
Farewell.